want to teach a Delta blues lick to you guys right now. So if you're like a beginner and you're just getting into this sort of thing, this is perfect because it's very simple, really. It sounds a bit more complicated than it actually is, which is always good. But it's very simple. It's all built around a chord which you probably already know, and that's C7. If you don't know C7, it's basically a C chord, as we all know and love. And then our little pinky is going to be playing the 3rd fret of the G string. Yeah, so you've got C major, C7. Whenever I'm learning a new lick, I always try to listen to it as much as I possibly can. And when you're doing that, actively try to work out what's going on. So we're trying to listen to how many bars it is. We're trying to work out the rhythm of it. We're trying to work out the intervals, so the spaces between the notes. We're trying to work out if there's any chords in it that you might not recognise or you might recognise. So always actively listen, trying to work out what's going on. So I'm just going to play it a couple of times so you can kind of get an idea of what we're going to learn. 3, 4... So we should know it's a 4-bar pattern. So the first 2 bars is where the meat and potatoes really happen, and then the last 2 bars it's just mainly a bass line. You might have noticed that it starts with an octave. You might have noticed that it then goes to the 7th, which is that sort of crunchiness of that C7 chord. And then there's this slight sort of out of tune note where it goes from minor to major. So you might have noted that chord change there. So active listening is a really good thing to do, and you should try doing that whenever you listen to records as well. Just try to work out what's going on without picking your instrument on. So you're using your ears. The next thing I do is try to sing along to it. So just literally try to sing along, and it really embeds those ideas, those melodic ideas, into your brain a lot better than trying to learn it off of tab or from sheet music. So we're just going to sing it. And I'm not a great singer, but don't be embarrassed, just go for it. Here we go. So 3, 4, da 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 dum, da 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 dum. Once you've done that, that's probably really helped with trying to work out what's going to happen with your fingers. So we've heard it, we've sung it, and now we're going to play it. So we're going to hold down that C7 chord. And first of all, the thumb is playing by itself. So the thumb is always going to be playing on the A string. It's never moving. So the thumb is going to play the A string. Then we're just going to the B string. And we're going to play the thumb and the B string together. So it sounds like this. 1 and 2. Yeah. 1 and 2. We're then going to go to the little pinky, which is on the 3rd fret of the G string. So it sounds like this. And 2 and then we're going to let go of that little pinky. So we're going to go to an open G string. So it sounds like this. And then finally, we're going to play 2 C's in a row. And the first one I'm going to play with my finger, and then the second one I'm going to play with my thumb. Just so we get a different tone. So it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's the first half of this sort of riff. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You can sing it. got that down, the second half of it is very easy because it's almost the same thing. We're not going to play 2 C's at the start, we're going to play 1, and the rhythm is going to be subtly different. It's going to be this, 1 and 2, 3, sorry. And then after that, we've got this hammer on with this minor chord. So we're going to go first finger on the D string, first fret, still got that C down. And we're going to hammer on onto the second finger, second fret, D string. So I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and, yeah. And then finally we're just going to finish off with 2 bars of bass notes. It's 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to bring down to the B flat, which is the first fret, A string, and back up to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole thing goes like this: 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. So that's your C7 Delta blues lick. Now that's probably enough information, but if you wanted to go and learn this in 5 different positions, I have written all this down on a PDF which is available just down there for free. What I would do is base the riff around the caged principle. Now I probably should do a whole separate video just about that principle. The idea is you join up all of the ways of playing your chords, essentially. So you play your C shape C7 to begin with, which is where we started. And then we think of that root, which is the 3rd fret on the A string, and we play an A shape C7 on the 3rd fret. And then we play a G7 shape, which is like that shape, on the 5th fret. And then we use that root on the 8th fret to play a bar and play an E shape C7. So we get that shape, and then we can use that root and the little pinky to play a D7 sort of shape, but it's on the 10th fret, so it makes C7. So we're spelling caged across the neck. C, A, G, E, D. So if we were to take the time and look at the PDF, you could play this riff in all those ways. So you got it there, then over the sort of A shape. You can do it there. This is quite a cool one, using the upper extension of G7. That's very sort of Delta blues sounding. It's worth learning that one. You can do an E shape here. So you got the E shape, and then finally you got your D shape. So what happens then is, because you're able to play it on pretty much any position, you just change chords and you can apply the shape. So you can, if you wanted to play it on F, you do the E shape one. If you wanted to play it on G, you do the E shape one again. And that's really quite a handy thing to learn, because obviously when you're going through the blues, handy to know how to play the same riff, so you can have continuity in your tune or your solo or whatever. But maybe that's another day. But hopefully that's been useful. If you like what I do, then subscribe and just give me a comment. Let me know what you think. And yeah, Have fun playing, guys. Cheers.